crucial news that's been followed by all media, I noticed today. That's how big it is. That the Neoma airfield, a big legacy airfield, Abhishek, that has operated transport aircraft and helicopters, it's now getting all the equipment required. The runway is being extended and reinforced. Everything required to make it a full-fledged airbase, in which case Rafale, Su-30s, whatever the Indian Air Force chooses to, can operate from there. It's a game changer.
Definitely, Shiv, a much needed punch to India's military capabilities and infrastructure. In Ladakh, Neoma, as you rightly mentioned, is an airfield from where transport aircraft, helicopters have been operating. But for fighter jets to be operating barely 50 kilometers from the line of actual control, over 13,000 feet, definitely this is going to change a lot of things. And there is a lot of context to this, Shiv.
Yes.
Over the last 3 years, we've seen this military tussle go on between India and China, several rounds of military talks. As we speak, the 19th round of co-commander level talks are happening. There will be probably another one, then the next one, and another one, maybe the 25th one. But what was not going to change is that both sides are playing this cat and mouse game, enhancing their infrastructure. And this is a response to what China has been doing in the last 3 years. Several air bases have sprung up in Aksai Chin. Many of their old air bases were revamped in this time period. That's the reason why India thought it's extremely crucial to have a fully operational fighter aircraft base as close to Neoma, which is 50 kilometers from LAC, adding to Thois and Leh, which are capable of operating fighter aircraft.
So 3 fighter bases now added to the mix. You already had Thois and Leh, now you've got Neoma, that also becomes an important fighter base, just 50 kilometers from the line of actual control. And it gives the Indian Air Force, the Indian military, a greater deal of flexibility in terms of how to put the adversary on notice. Now remember, war is a complicated game. It's not a video game by any stretch of imagination. These are difficult decisions. But what an Air Force base like Neoma gives to our military planners, our war planners, you know, should the balloon go up, is a plethora of additional sites to target on the Chinese side should the need arise. Flexibility is the name of the game. Deterrence is the name of the game, and with Neoma, India sends out a message to many parts of China that they are within reach of our fighters. I want to get an expert view also from Group Captain MJ Augustine Vinod, who is not only a defense expert but a veteran fighter pilot. He has flown combat missions with the Indian Air Force. Group Captain Vinod, thanks very much. Good as always to have you on our show. The Neoma Air Base has been spoken about, from time to time for many years now. But adding, the capability in Neoma, sir, to operate fighter aircraft, how does this change the game? You know, we use the word game changer quite loosely sometimes in the media, but adding a frontline fighter capability to a base like Neoma, how does it make things different, sir?
It's a great question and a very good, it's a pleasure always to be with you, Shiv.
Thank you.
Neoma brings me a lot of memories, I'm apart from fighter pilot, a paratrooper too.
Yes.
I had the opportunity of jumping here when I was commander for radars. I had the opportunity of putting up some radars here, cycling through, the entire valley from Neoma to Dumpi Gap via Chushul to Pangong. So we did as a thing together. So Neoma, mind you, it is for all and sundry, including people who are watching us. Neoma is in a place where it is only 60 kilometers from Demchok Phukche. It is 30 or 40 kilometers from the famous Pangur Gap, where the highest tank battle should happen. What has not changed, Shiv, over a millennia in this area is the terrain. Yes. Terrain cannot and does not change in our lifetime or in 500,000, 2,000 years. What is important for us to understand is we enjoy being this side of Himalayas, we enjoy much lower terrain, as opposed to on the other side, they are handicapped by higher terrain, except Hotan and a couple of other runways which are likely to come or coming up near Hotan. which is at 4,500 feet. All of them are at higher altitude from
altitudes, yes.
Ingarigungsa or Gargungsa. You can't operate beyond 10 o'clock. Neoma is again slightly handicapped that way, is 13,500 odd feet. But Neoma gives us, for the tactical battle, Neoma gives us the time over target is very short. The closest airbase is Hotan, which is 250 to 270 kilometers from Spangur Gap. So imagine a soldier getting pounded by Indian soldiers, Chinese soldier getting pounded by Indian soldier, asks for help. He has to come from Hotan. It is going to be at least 30 minutes away, as opposed to someone asking for help from Neoma. It is not even 5 minutes away.
Abhishek, is there a time frame? Obviously we don't want to give away too many details because these are sensitive matters. But do we know how long before fighter aircraft will be operating from the Neoma base?
Well, maybe another year or so, Shiv. It's not something that can be done immediately, even though a lot of focus is on this project. But it will definitely take some time. What I've learned is that there was some kind of a puja, a ritual at Neoma, which sort of kickstarts this big, ambitious project of the Indian Air Force. And I've also been told that very soon it's expected that Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will be travelling all the way to Neoma and areas close to the LAC to review this project personally. A lot of interest being taken by not just the minister himself, but several other people in the military hierarchy. And Shiv, this is something that not just the Indian Air Force, but the entire gamut, is really excited about. There's been a lot of talk about synergy in the armed forces, and this is one of the projects which the Indian military leadership believes will truly showcase the kind of jointness and synergy that they are looking at to function smoothly in areas such as this.
Group Captain Vinod, sorry, we lost the line with you when you were speaking. Go ahead, sir. Complete what you were telling us about Neoma.
Yes, so I was hearing you loud and clear, so be that as it may. So
Yes.
what I was trying to say is, Neoma is so strategically, remember, Shiv, in 62, the operations that you were talking about, we underslung airlifted AMX tanks from Neoma to Chushul. And Chushul is one area we didn't lose the battle, though we lost probably in this side of Tibet. In the area where Chushul is, we gave them a bloody nose because of the strategic location of Neoma. Neoma is, mind you, in the IB sector, not LAC-LC sector. The IB forms just northwest of Neoma. So Neoma is going to be a forward operating base. No aeroplane is going to be probably stationed there. They will come during the operations time only. But it is going to be a big shot in the arm for any ground operations, as well as the theatre command that is going to hopefully form over there. It is going to be a great shot in the arm. That is for sure. And we are, Demchok Phukche as well as Spangur Gap is sort of impregnable now.
So, we can, Group Captain Vinod, we can already operate fighters. Indian Air Force can already operate fighters should it need to from Leh, as it has been doing since the beginning of the standoff. It can operate them from Thois as well. Can you explain to our viewers what is the need? Because we know fighters fly very fast. Was there a pressing need for Neoma? How does that add to the benefit of already having two fighter bases in Ladakh? Just paint that picture for us.
Beautiful. Great question. See, for people to understand, from Kargil to Neoma is probably as much as Manali to Delhi, or twice as much as Chandigarh to Delhi. That is the kind of distance we are talking about in this area. So if anyone comes from Leh, DPO or Thois to bear over the Demchok Phukche region, which is the hotbed, or the Spangur Gap region, which is again the hotbed, or Chushul, which is again the hotbed, or Pengongso, which is where even Navy could fight a battle on the Pengongso Lake. So for anyone to come and bear over there, it is going to take at least 30 minutes. Though they can, fly so fast from Neoma, it is not even going to take 4 to 5 minutes, which means our time over target is going to be smaller. And the amount we can spend supporting the troops, especially in the tactical battle, is going to be much larger. We can quickly turn around. So an aeroplane getting airborne from Adhampur, coming over, say, DBO over Pengong So or Chushul, can land back at Neoma, take fuel, and again go back to fight. So
Yes.
this gives a great flexibility of operations. I mean, as I'm talking to you, जैसे कहते हैं ना रोंगटे खड़े हो गए मेरे. But that is the kind of closeness I have with Neoma. I don't know. I've slept here in the open for many days under the starlight and wondered about the universe, etc. So it's a place where you can go and reinvent yourself and probably become a yogi. That is the kind of place Neoma is.